All right, hello. How's it going there, FS Gamer? How's it going there, Grand Enig Engine? How's it going, CG? How's it going, Minigun? How's it going, Citrus? Hello, hello, hello. So I started working on this a little last night. I'm trying to make a new VTOL to put on Triton. So I measured this out, and this should fit on Triton's pad. So this is one of the options that I'm thinking about for the next build challenge as well, seeing that will be an air challenge to do a small VTOL. So, having a size requirement on some of the build challenges is nice because it's a little bit more challenging to get things to look good and to get them to space in here. So this is what I worked on last night. So pretty much it's up and running, it's flying. It's not working in a VTOL mode yet, but it does fly. So we'll take a look at it here. So couple engine pods, pretty much shaped and built, has a reasonable amount of seating already in there, so it's was that 3 4 6 seats in here, and then 7th seat there, so 7-seat capacity. You see the it's a tilt rotor, not a tilt wing. My other one was a tilt wing, so this one will be a tilt rotor. I kind of like a tilt wing better, but we'll do a tilt rotor on this one. So tilt rotor. Go ahead and we'll take it for a quick flight. It's already pretty fast. I need to tweak some things with the props. I need to kind of tear these microcontrollers apart. These aren't really great. This microcontroller is for something else, so it's not really designed to be for this, so I have to fix that. But air-cooled, so we'll see how that works as well. So we'll go ahead and start it up. I have the master off here. All right. We'll go for a short little flight here. It's already flying. It's working well. Flies pretty well. Like I said, no VTOL mode, so that's kind of the next steps is getting this to be a VTOL. I'm going to shut off damage just so that I don't have to worry about it if I bounce or hit something. So this will fit on Triton, so that is going to be kind of nice to have a new VTOL to fit on Triton. So it makes some sacrifices just to be compact, so. It needs some stability, all this stuff needs to go in, but it works for right now. Oh, that didn't work. That's the first time it's done that. Alright. So let's get working on it. I don't know why I did that. That's the first time it's ever done that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get working on this. Let's see. I like the shape of the tail for now. Alright, so we need to turn this into a VTOL essentially. So right now I just have the engines up and running. I want to make sure it works first, and then we'll start working on VTOL. So let's go ahead and actually, instead of reinventing the wheel, let's go to Night Owl. Is this going to work right? No, this isn't going to work right. We'll do it from scratch. I'll probably regret that later, but we'll start working on it from scratch. So currently I just have one microcontroller running both engines. I'll probably put in a different engine microcontroller later. So this will be the VTOL controller. Alright. So what do we want to do here? We want... I think the best way to do this here. It's going to have to be gyro to here, so it has to be gyro to here. So this is going to be number input pitch. Yeah, number input roll. Number input yaw. Pitch roll and yaw right there. And this will be number input collective. Alright, so we'll start with that. And then we're going to have to run out number output pitch port. Number output pitch star. Collective should be the same. Number output. Collective. And then how do I want to do this for y'all? I don't think I want to move the nacelles. I think I want to move the pitch blades. So that would be fine. We use pitch blades for that. Yep. All right. So let's start working here. So let me know if the music's too loud. Yeah, Citrus. There's a permission on there that made it so that if as soon as, like, you know, you could see what was in the channel for while you were in there, and then as soon as you get out, you can't see it anymore. Everything's still where it was, so I just had the two of you guys repost your stuff, and that should be able to see it now. So when I shut down the channel, I had to deselect a bunch of permissions, and I didn't turn them all back on. So how's it going there, Sean? What's happening? Let's check some chat here. Oh, nice. Good. Good to see Grand Engine. I'm always first. I'm always first. Why do I have one blank? So that, for example, here. So I don't have to come up here and make one. I can just, and I can paste it where I want. So I just make one, leave it blank, call it blank, and now I can move it and paste it. That's why I do it. Let's see. So the benefits of a tilt wing versus a tilt rotor is, let's update this, I'll show you. So I have a tilt wing and a tilt rotor. So this is, God damn it, it's fine. This is tilt rotor, of course. Still need to balance this. That will come at some point. That's when I move the fuel, it will balance it. It's the, I have the fuel in the aft for now. So this is a tilt rotor. So as the rotors come up, some of the thrust is going to hit the top of the wing, which is going to cause it to essentially lose some of its thrust. So some of the thrust is going to hit the top of the wing, and it's going to deflect out, and so that's lost thrust. So you need a more powerful engine to make sure that you can, you know, utilize all the power you need for takeoff. Let's quickly save this. I don't think the change I just made. And then, like, for example, I have the Hummingbird, which is a tilt wing. And so when you have a tilt wing, the airflow is smooth, so it goes straight down, but then you have this big flat wing surface against the wind as you're going forward. So it's a trade-off, you know. So there are benefits and drawbacks to a tilt rotor versus tilt wing. So, all right, so let's go in here. Alright, so we need to think about how we want to orient this, so let's go out and we'll look at it here. So, if we think of the rotors vertical, what's going to happen is, in order to yaw, we want to have, let's say we want to yaw to the left. So we want to make this rotor pitch backwards. It's going to pull this side backwards, and we want this one to pitch forwards. It's going to pull this one forward. That's our yaw, is pitch. Roll is going to be... we just do roll on roll. But, yeah. So let's go ahead and I need to see how they're oriented. They're oriented out. Okay, good. So this side will roll up, that side will roll down. Alright, so let's go ahead and start working on this. So the... where are we at here? Yaw and pitch are going to be our friends here. So... so be, let's see, So we'll just do it simple for now. We'll do x plus z. I'll change it a little bit if I need to. Alright, so we need to figure which way is going to go which. And so, appears that, let's go like this. So, if I put in a yaw command here, so there's the yaw command, and we'll read on the seat. Where are we at here? So that's positive to the right, okay. I have to move my seats back one. It's positive to the right. Yeah, we'll test it with that. So that'll be pitch forward positive. Okay, so this is going to go out to pitch port. And this will be negative. Nope. I'm trying to think. Yep. Okay. And that'll be negative Z here. Oh, come on. Who told you to be out of there? Pitch starboard. I'll start with that. Let's not do roll yet. We'll do one at a time, make it a little bit easier. Okay. So this here is stabilize yaw. It's going to go to yaw. Stab roll will go to roll. If I can find it. There we go. Stab pitch goes there. And then what do we have left? Collective. Okay. And then we have pitch port. And we have pitch starboard. Alright, so let's play with this a little bit. Again, I'm going to eventually have to rebalance that fuel here. Let's just do this so I don't have to keep doing this. Alright, so I have in some, as you can see, I have some yaw in. It is working in the correct direction already. As you can see, because I have the trim in, so let's take the trim out. And I want to trim to the left. As you can see, we're yawing left, so that's the correct orientation. We yaw right. And that's the correct orientation. So that works. Okay, good. And then, do I have collective hooked up here? I don't think I do. Let's see. Collective. This has no collective in it. So right now we're going to take raw collective. Again, I'm going to have to redo the engine microcontrollers. I just put some in there just to have something. All right, that goes there. And then we want to go... So what I want to do is take in prop pitch here. So I want number input prop pitch, because these are constant speed propellers. And so we need to go in here. I need to add these together as well. Okay. And then roll component should be inverted, I believe. So let's go. I could try to keep the rolls the same. Let's try that. Let's not. Let's do this. Want better performance, so. Number output, roll, port. Roll starboard. Check some chat while I'm doing this. It scrolled the chat on me, so I'll go through chat in a second. Alright, so we're gonna try to roll ourselves here. That's not roll, so. Alright, so see how it's going backwards to where I want it to be? So that is inverted. So as you can see, it's rolling the wrong direction. Should be left wing down, it is left wing up, and it's the other way. So we know that's wrong, so let's go in here. And we just change the inversion to here. There we go. And that should be good now. So let's go see if we can't get a vertical flight out of this. Let's do this. I think 2 battle cans too much for right now. Let's do that to start with. I'll go for a little flight and then I'll catch up on chat. There we go. Vertical. Alright, so good roll control, good pitch control, good yaw control. Alright, good. So we're set here. Good collective. I'm doing throttle there, so that actually might work. It might work as throttle as collective. I have to see. No, it's not gonna work like that. I have to be careful here. I'm gonna have to take propeller pitch off of there. We'll have to see. It's gonna be weird, but so I might be able to let this run the way it's running fine in vertical mode, and then in horizontal mode it will. That's what we'll do. We'll make it so that it changes in horizontal mode because it's working fine. So it's a little bit. It's slow, so I can't do it like this because it's gonna be too slow to react. I think. We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit slow to react. So I'll make it so that it, not too bad. So what's happened is my up-down arrows are my throttle, so it's, I'll just take the throttle off the up-down arrows, essentially. That way I can use them for collective. Alright, so let's start going forward. Okay, there we go. It's already pretty fast, so that's a p-value being too high when it flutters like that, so I just have to fix it. So we're currently going about 230 knots. So good speed there. It's not going to stay this high. It's air-cooled, so I will need to bring the propellers back. This actually is working all right. All right, so let's screw with the sensitivities. Alrighty. So I upset it a little bit when I moved some stuff. One thought I had is putting a belly on and putting a fuel tank. Let's do that. Let's put a belly on this and check a fuel tank and see what that looks like to me. I kind of want it to sit low anyway, so let's do that. Let's do a little bit more building. I'll quickly check chat after that. I have to put the carriage system to hook on to Triton as well, so I'm not gonna be able to put those there. Looks a little bit too low slung when it's like that. We'll have to see. No, I'm kind of digging it low slung. I don't know. I can get the fuel tank in like this. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this, was to put the fuel tank in. So let's play with this and see how I like this. And then I'm going to change where the fuel tank is, because the fuel tank should be at the center of gravity, so as you burn fuel, it it just will reduce straight down instead of trying to... It will reduce straight down instead of reducing across, essentially. What is this? Okay, so that can go up behind the seat, probably. Okay, so it has to go up, feed up through the seats here, or through the wall. It's gonna have to go up through the seat if I do this. Right there, I think. I can't go there, I could go here though, like that. I think how I like the look of it. Kind of like it like this, a little bit sleeker, I think. So let's stay like this for now. Alright. Let me check some chat. .45-degree wings. There's no situation you want a 45-degree wing. You'd constantly be stalling. Just checking up chat, guys. Yep, this is what I'm cooling with here. Is I just have this. I just have this air cooler here, air liquid. This I actually want to set down into the nacelle. I don't want this poking out as much, so let's go scoop. Now let's go like this. There we go. Alright, so that inlays that a little bit. Alright, so it's flying pretty well so far. Let's see what else we need here. I think I want to add on fuel here. How to add fuel. So the other thing I was thinking of, let's see. So right now my fuel tank's, where's my fuel tank? Right, and it's in this here. It's sitting too far aft, so I have to play with that, but I'll work on that. Let's see. Let's go another test flight. Flying pretty well already. One thing I need to do is test out the prop control. So the prop control is a little wonky here, so I can't. So where's my constant speed propeller? So here's constant speed propeller. So this range here needs to go down. So currently I have it down. It goes down to 3.4. I need to go lower. So let's go -10, and I need to read that in when it gets there. So I need to add a output node here. So number output. This is pitch, prop, pitch, value. Okay. And I need to read that. Dial. Okay. Can't put it there. Can't put it there. Yep. Okay. So this is one of the reasons this has the footprint it has is because that is what it needs to go on Triton. So, all right. So that's in. I changed the p-value on the pitch to be less. So let's spawn it and check. Alright, so this is with no gyro on. We'll do a no gyro takeoff. So see how stable it is? Because the gyro, again, is just helping you out. It's not supposed to be doing it for you. It's workload reduction. It's not doing the job for you, so you should be able to control it on your own. And as you can see, my hands are literally off the controllers, no problem. So we know it's stable. It's working pretty well. So good. So nice and stable, behaves itself. So I'm gonna turn on the gyro there just to let it kind of do its thing. Make sure it's not oscillating crazy. Nope. You notice the flutter is gone. Alright, so we need to test out the constant speed propeller pitch. So currently constant speed propeller is reading that. Okay, so what I want to do here is, this is low pitch, high RPM. We want to start bringing the propeller back, so I'm telling the PID to control the RPS of the engine with the propeller pitch. And I'm waiting for this to get up to 1, and then I need to set the new number. So as you can see, it's overloading the engines now as we go up. That's what we want. Why is this not... So that's fine, it's oscillating like that. That's because it's trying to control yaw with the pitch of the propellers. I don't want that. It's, what it will do is it will, over a certain speed, it will start to shut off the propellers from controlling the yaw pitch. I just haven't set that up yet, so let's see. I want to see if I can get this up to 100% prop pitch here. Okay, so that's my RPS on this side. So what I'm doing is the propeller, a PID's controlling the propellers, and it's increasing and managing the blade pitch to give me the desired RPS that I'm setting in. So right there is, that's max propeller. So this is our max efficiency. Our engines are only running at 5.4 RPS. And so this is going to be our max efficiency right here. And so this is going to be easier to cool. There's going to be a lot less fuel. We do go slower, but like generally the number I talk about is we're going 30% slower to save 70% fuel. So it's way worth it to go in that. So we're down to about 154 knots, which is still fast, but it's much slower than the full speed, which is fine. The distances are short, but we're burning a lot less fuel. You know, we're burning like 70% less fuel for a much reasonably small increase. So what I'm going to do is start bringing this back. I want to get this right. I want to get this just over 1. So the value here is going to be negative 7.69. Okay. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to set the prop to negative 7.69. That's going to give us our full range of our prop. So negative 7.69. Okay, so what this is going to do is this is controlling the propeller to manage the desired RPS, and that's how a constant speed propeller does it. All right, good. So that's there. Alright, so I need to think how I want to control this. Yeah, I'm trying to think how my autopilot's going to work and everything else. So this needs to be... I need to change the way this is controlling the engine. So right now I use my up-down arrow because this is from a regular plane and this is a VTOL, so I usually change the way I set the throttle. And so I'm going to be setting the throttle probably with, let's see, 1-2, I think. So let's do that instead. So where's 1-2? No, 1-2 is my propeller pitch. So that actually, this might work all right. Let's leave it the way it is. This might work. See how the autopilot wants to behave. I don't know, man. I might use 3-4 for the throttle, 1-2 for the prop, 3-4 for the throttle. Let's do that for now because I'm using collective as 4. So yeah, let's do that. Right, yeah, let's do that. So Let's take these two here, move them up. So we'll control it this way. Alright, so now 3 and 4 keys are controlling my throttle, and that way I can use the up-down arrows for my collective. So, kind of have different methodologies for different types of craft. Alright, what is this? Battery, okay. Alright, so this should be working pretty well. Alright, good. I'd really like to get the fuel tank in the middle, but I need to be able to put the what do you call it? The connection system in there for Triton. That needs to go in there. I kind of like the thinner silhouette of the fat silhouette. I was thinking of putting in little wing tanks, like permanent wing tanks, under wing tanks, but I'm not sure how I'll like that. Thinking about working this wing route too. Let's play with this wing route. Might like a stock gear look here. Let's see. Might do a top tank. That's something I could do. Maybe a see what it looks like as a hunchback. Okay. I think I like it. I like this a little bit better. Alright. And then we'll cut that. We'll see what this looks like here. This might look a little fatter here, but I'm kind of fattening up the top a little bit anyway, so. Alright, with microcontrollers hanging all over it to see what it looks like. That's not bad. A little bit more bumpy there. We'll see. I might change, just push this out more and go into a third tail just to give it a little bit of contouring. But let's see. Now, let's move these microcontrollers. I want to work on this fuel tank. I need to get a fuel tank kind of better established here. I don't want it where it is. It should be right at the center of gravity, and it's not, so. That's where it's currently sitting, is right here. Okay. Maybe I'll leave this as a shelf and leave that as usable room. See if I put a top tank, if this is going to ruin the lines or if it's going to look alright. We'll see. Might actually be alright to have a little bit of height on there. Might be alright, actually. End up using up a lot of it just to put in facade here, so. Yeah, that's not going to do that. Let's go. Kind of digging that. Let's see. Maybe put the fuel tank in somewhere. Alright. Yep, that doesn't offend me. I like the little bit of height there. I think it looks good. Alright. Let's work on that to get that fueled. Okay, right there. Okay, good. So I can go as far as there. Like to back to there. Okay. That's good. I go up here now. That's kind of a pain. I should be able to work around it there, maybe. Be tough to get the ports in. Yeah, we'll see what we can do here. All right. And this will not change size, so this can go in there. So we'll go down and then we'll meet here and go back up, I think. Okay. Goes too far there. Okay. Might reinstate that wall. Let's see. You come up here. Where can I go to? Here, essentially. What are you? Okay, there's more volume there. I need to get to here, so stretch this out more. I don't want this to be too fat either, so where do I need to get to? Let's keep it there for now. Where's the wall? Put the wall back in here. Okay. Still gonna have problems cutting in there. Go down to here though. Where do we have to go down to? Here? Okay. Alright. I got the plumbing kind of figured out for the fuel tank. Damn it, that's gonna be a problem right there. Let's go way back here. I'm starting to not like a bunch of this, so... Starting to not like a bunch of this, so... Oh, but the flat roof looks awfully flat, though. That's kind of the problem. I don't know how... That fuel tank seems pretty far aftward, though. Ideally, I want it underslung. Problem is, using 1x2s, it's going to be really heavy. Let's worry about that later. Let's put the fuel tank back in. Then I can do some testing on it. Alright. So I need to start putting in some systems to... Essentially what I want to do is I want to make it so that it cuts out some of the systems when I'm in vertical flight, so, or when I'm in horizontal. Let's try to recheck back in chat here. If you're trying to get a hold of me, just do @captain. That way, it will pop up for me. Even with, nope, not doing even with. Nope, nope. Never do an even with build. Never. Alright, let's keep the fuel tank there for now. I'm not a huge fan of it. The issue is as we burn fuel, the center of gravity moves forward. You really want it to stay where it is, so that's kind of problematic. But I don't think it's going to be terrible. We'll see. Let's see how it turns out. One thing I could do is cut this Dorito-ass... Speaking of Doritos, this Dorito-ass wing here. I'll have to figure this out. Alright, so let's get working on this system here. So what I essentially want to do is... I need a physics sensor. And I think it's 9. 9, linear velocity Z. Yep, okay. So what we'll do here is we will... We're going to add a composite input for the physics sensor. Okay. And let's see. NTS to meters per second is 90 knots, we'll say, is 46 meters, so we'll do 45 meters per second. So this is reading channel 9. That's linear speed, channel 9. We should do it off of wind speed, but that's fine. Linear speed is there, 9. Maybe I'll change it to wind speed later. If that is... let's see. Alright, so if the linear speed, so if our speed is greater than 90 knots, so 45 meters per second, let's see, control, speed, navigation, okay. And so what it's going to do is it's going to start to reduce the effectiveness of all these other factors. So, for example, let's do an up-down counter. So we're going to start at 1. It'll be 0.001. Enable the clamp. So, let's see. So, it'll be 1. And so what this will do is this is going to multiply these out by this number. So when we're going slow, when we're stopped, when we're below 45 meters per second, it's going to be this value times 1. As we start going over 90, it's going to slowly start to reduce the effectiveness of these so that they will say, for example, eventually it's going to get down to 0, so it'll be that times 0, so they no longer will control that. And then just the aerodynamic control surfaces. So if it is greater than that, it's going to start to decrease. And if it is not, it's going to start to increase. Okay, bingo, that's that. All right. Come on, highlight it. Okay. And so let's see, so it's going to be x plus z times y. And so this goes in there. So as we start going fast enough, it's going to stop the propellers from controlling us. So we need to put in some functions on here. Okay. All right, so this is going to go to these Y nodes here. Y nodes. Okay, good. So as we go faster, it's just going to get rid of that. So what is this? That's roll starboard, so it'll be x times y. This is negative x times y. All right, good. So that is all set up now. So as we go faster, it's going to stop the propellers from controlling us, controlling for the pitch roll. So essentially, we're in forward flight mode. I just want these control surfaces to operate. So. Thank you, FS Gamer. Appreciate it. Anton, congratulations. Make sure you thank FS. €0.04. Imagine how many rubles you'd have, though, if you convert it to rubles. All right, good. So we're ready to operate here. So now it should stop some of that wobbling because it was trying to, roll us with the propellers. And so this will also help set it up so that it works. Oh, I'm controlling with the wrong keys. What is it? 1 and then 4. 3 and 4? Up. God damn it. I changed the throttle to 3 and 4 and I never went in and made them pushes. So that would do it. Push. Okay. That would be why we went shooting off into the trees, was as though the throttle was stuck on. I keep pressing the wrong keys to try to do collective here still. Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll lift off here. So, no gyro on here. This is just me flying, so it flies really stably. We're going first person here. Okay, let's start going forward. Nice, nice. Beautiful. I'll stick the gyro on so I can play with some stuff. Okay, good. So now we should be over 90 knots. We are. And so now the blades will not pitch or roll to account for that. And then, so part of the reason I need to do this is when I hook up the autopilot is going to control the altitude with pitch, except when you know, it's in vertical flight mode. And so if we're under 90 knots, it will start using the propellers. So, all right, good. So that is all functioning pretty well. Let's go throw a slap of paint on here, I think. Oh, that's good. Play a little Stormworky. All right, let's throw some paint on here. I was gonna almost do Night Owl colors, but I might do something unique. Let's kind of look at Night Owl colors. I might do that. Let's do a couple design elements here I still want to fix, so. Still not thrilled with that where that fuel tank is. I'm trying to think if there's any way I can really fix that without too much of a pain. Let's check the quantity of this fuel tank I put in the back here. Somewhere in the wall here. It's somewhere. Ugh, where is it? I just saw it. There it is, right there. 373 liters, okay. Kind of digging its shape, though. I don't want to screw with its shape too much. The one thing I was thinking of doing is, like, they look like drop tanks. They wouldn't really drop, but they would be like drop tanks. They have to be here, which is a pain. That can't go there. Yeah, it's just problematic. I'd have to do them upside down, essentially. So they'd have to be like this. Let's give it a look, see how I like it. I'd have to use this component because I just don't have the space to do the other component in here. And then they're going to be too fat, so I'm not digging it. Like that, it would just have to be too fat. Yeah, okay, that's not going to happen. Okay. Because I kind of like its slim profile. I don't want to screw with this profile too much. What did I go here? Right to 4s. So this is kind of ugly to me right here. I need to fix this section here. But it's starting to work pretty well so far. I'll put the carriage on and we can go land on Triton too. Okay, so I want to go out some. Where are we at here? There are my 4Bs there, so let's go. Try to match up the 4s. So my thoughts are on the next challenge is I might do... So a couple thoughts was a water bomber, and the other thought is to do a small VTOL like this. So one of the reasons that I wanted to build a VTOL was to build a little VTOL, see what size is reasonable, so I'll have to see what people think. You know, I don't know how much utility there is in a water bomber. You know, I like them, but I don't know how much utility there really is in it, so kind of have to think about that, too. Because I try to not make the competitions, hey, build this thing you'll never want to use again. You know, I kind of like to hey, build this thing you'll want to use again, you know? So that's kind of part of my thought process with it is I don't want to make it something that nobody's going to care to use, you know, like... Ugh, that is gross there. Yeah, so that's kind of part of it is I want to make sure it's something that people are going to want to use. How far back can this tail go? I might drop the tail back one, I don't know. Maybe like that. See if I can't fix the back of it to look alright. We'll have to check it. It's not too bad. And then I'll put in... see what I can do here. Let's go back here like that. Problem is that's the beginning of the 4. So what I should do is see if I can move the tail plane forward 1. So much of this aesthetic stuff is a pain because it's like functionally it works. It's like get like a shorts that is just the ugliest plane ever invented, and it's like it works, but it's ugly. It's like in game I don't want it to look, you know, too ugly. So I do like the ugly ducklings every once in a while, but it's like I want to still make it functional, you know. Did I miss a part on this? I don't think I did. I did. This section here didn't get cut right. Okay. So we'll go land on Triton here in a second. I want to get the connection system in. I usually don't use these small ones, but they actually end up fitting and looking alright on this. So what are you guys' thoughts on the challenge, having a VTOL or doing a water bomber? Right, and then what do I want to do here? Maybe just a straight wedge there. That's funky there. It's funky like that. Let's see. Yeah, like that's better. I like that. And then we'll do a 2x maybe. I don't like the spikes to be too long. There we go, I like that tail better. And then I think it's gonna need a central fin. Maybe we'll go single beacon on there. There we go, kind of like a la Night Owl. There we go. Digging that. That looks better, I think, like that. Maybe do single beacon on here. There we go. Alright, let's catch up in some chat. Again, thank you, FS Gamer, for the sub and giving it to Anton. How's it going there, Jackson? All right, good. So we're moving along here. Let's see. So fix some of those looks issues. I really like the low profile of it. I'm trying to think where I want to move that fuel tank, but it's being a pain. I was trying to do bump outs for the wheels, and I might bump them out and put in fuel, and I might get rid of the suspension. I don't really need or dig suspension all that much. It's gonna be fixed gear. Just it's hard to do it with something this small to put in you know, retractable gear. So let's see. Could make it some mini hips. Let's do something here. Okay. So the center of the wheels need to be after the center of gravity, then come up to probably about here. If you do that, they'll definitely tip over backwards. So. So I might hip this a little bit. And if I hip it, I can put some fuel in the hips. So what's the benefit of doing that? Also gives me a little step to get into the vehicle. Probably cut. It would have to have some wide ass hips on this. I don't know. I'm gonna just play with the shape and see what I like. I tried doing retractables with hips on it earlier when I was just playing with it by myself. Kind of like the hip. We'll see. We shall see how I like this. And I can make these my fuel tanks. That's kind of the main reason I want to do this. Put fuel in them. Okay. Joining back is going to be a pain, so I kind of have to cut out this. And then join in from here, so it's not too bad. I've done this many a time before. So. I like a little hip on my craft. I kind of like it. Have to probably push them back one more to align, but I might be able to push this gear one forward. We'll have to see how it wants to behave or not behave. Okay. Digging the little hips. Might push. Yeah, I'm gonna probably push the hips forward one. Let's see how the balance is. We're gonna get that fuel out of the tail, so that's gonna help balance, but we'll see. See how this works. Gives a little bit more shapeliness. You know, with the gear this close to the center of gravity, we do have to be careful of it tipping, so. But we're going to add in the fuel weight up front a little bit more, so that will help with that. Did I not grab the underside? I didn't. Okay. There we go. So these types of fairings, you put an aerodynamical fairing on the wheel, around the wheel, to try to give it a little bit more fuel efficiency. Okay, so that I should be able to blend that a little bit better now. Okay, and then the top is always a pain to blend out. Usually just block it. Yeah, see, this doesn't look good either like that. Could cut that there. Yeah, it's not gonna look good if I cut it like that. Alright, and so the whole point of these is to put some more fuel in here, so I kind of need to get that in there. See how much fuel we can have. We have like 370 liters in the back, which is pretty good. So that, I'm digging the hips on there. What I might do is knock off the curse here a little bit, right there. And we will end that a little bit more abruptly, put a little bit of round on it. So we'll go like that. Yep, that's better. They're kind of like a mini night owl. All right. So some aerodynamic fairings on here. Can the wheel go? I don't want the wheel to go up more. Okay, that's pretty good there. Wonder if I go down one more, and that will, you know, see about going down one more. I don't know. Need to start getting fuel in here. Let's do a fuel test. I want to see what I can get in here for fuel. So. Alright, so we start running the issues here. And all that. Okay. So right there, what is that all about? That's going to be under the back of the seat, so that can actually be blocked out there, alright? And this is a mess here, so what we'll do is we will go... Yeah, so this can't be anything here, that's fine. Do a little asymmetry, but I can't do too much. So we see how much fuel I can get in here. That's going to be problematic there, because that's where the door is. The door needs to be... that's where the door goes on this side, so... Okay. Kind of run with the space we have, see what I can get in there for fuel. Put microcontrollers in here at the end, try to get the most amount of fuel, but start with these wedges and see where we can get to for fuel. Okay, and then what are you? You're all wall units? Okay, good. And then that's right the base of the seats? Okay, good. And then the wheel is pretty much screwed on the wheel. We can't put anything there because it's a wheel. I still need to be able to plumb this. I need to check what the plumbing's going to look like. What are you back here? Okay, that's the 1x2 wedges there. Alright. So that is my hips. Let's see. I need a spawner in here. So spawner can go in. Where are you? Can you go in, spawner? What is that? Let's cut in right here. That's going to be our fluid port. For the tanks. Okay. And then right here and here are meter and spawner. Alright, beautiful. And then the tanks will be matched, so... That was right, okay. And then that'll let me get rid of this fuel tank in the back here, which is gonna have weight and balance problems. So we don't want weight and balance problems. We really do not. So do not want weight and balance problems. Weight and balance problems just are problems we later have to fix. I'll put that in there later. I left a hole in there, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. 1,500 weight. Let's go ahead. I need to check the capacities on these, so I'll check up a chat. Need to get one of the chat programs that kind of, this one will scroll on me so that I know where I am. Why aren't your messages popping up, Citrus? I don't know. Some people have been having that issue. Try rebooting it, see if it works. So Jackson's saying he wants to start a Stormworks gaming challenge. Any tips? One, build the thing yourself. I notice, you know, a lot of people, they won't build it, and so you don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. That's one of the reasons I'm building this right now, is this might be what the challenge is, a small VTOL. And so by building it, you can see what the challenges are going to be. You can see what the rules should be. You know what's going to work, what's not going to work. And then you're not leaving the people in the lurch when they're trying to build, because, you know, you might have come up with something that's, you know, not really possible. And so that's important to do. You know, come up, you know, I think often the more rules, the better to a certain extent. And the reason being that, you know, you don't want, you want it to be fair. You don't want, oh, Jesus Christ, this is all screwed up here. You want it to be fair. You don't want people to, yeah, you want it to be fair for everybody participating, and you also don't want to screw up the, why the hell can't, oh, the meter and that's there. Oh, okay, that needs to go back this way then. All right. Yeah, you want to keep it fair, and so by having a good rule set, you often can stave off some of the problems. You know, you want it to be challenging too. That's one thing is, you know, I really enjoyed Big Man's challenge because it, you know, by having to make the car very small and compact, it was a challenge. And so the whole point of it is being a challenge, you know, and that's something that sometimes I think gets lost, is it's not supposed to be easy peasy. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to take people out of their comfort zone, so that's another thing. But a good set of rules is important because it focuses people. You're going to get 200 questions asking, you know, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Where if you have the rules and they're well established, you know, you can just go, hey, go back to the rules. It's right in the rules. It's right in the rules. And so it makes it so that, you know, people can kind of be a little bit autonomous and do some of the stuff on their own, you know. So right here, okay. And that frees you up to not... What the hell is going on here? I just moved those. God damn it, what is going on here? I thought I just moved that stuff. Alright. So that would be my tips for a challenge. And you want to get the rules set done and dusted. You don't want to have, like, so one of the things I do is I have the open period for the first weekend, And that's when, if you have any questions, if you have any rule changes you want, that is the time for it. And the reason is, oh my god, why is symmetry not symmetries and pissing me off this? You know, you want to get the rules done and dusted, get some people's input, make sure people want to do it, and then lock the rules, because people will try to have, you know, I used to, in jerseys competitions, you know, you'd have people, hey, can we do this? And it would be a rule change, and they'd do it like, you know, a couple weeks into the thing. Well, some people, they have like the first weekend to work on their builds, and so now you've just changed a rule that other people have to go and make changes to. So well thought out challenge should not have any big rule changes, you know, because it screws people up who've already started. You know, it's not really fair. So those are some of the things. Let me see. Let me see where we're at here. How's it going there, Neo? How's it going, Avrix? Will we see Stormworks, Vice, in space? Potentially, we'll see. I need the viewership up on Vice. Vice is an incredible amount of work. Vice took me days and days and days, and I think the second episode of Vice has only like 262 views, so, you know. It's too much work for so little views. I need people to watch it. How's it going there, Neo, again? Let's see. Definitely the real Neo. Imposters are gonna get booted. Yeah. I think he said, oh, channel. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I read it quickly. Stormworks Gaming Channel. Find your niche. You know, people can tell if you're not enjoying what you're doing. If you're just like, if you're trying to copy other people, it's not going to work. You have to kind of be yourself and do what you're going to do. Like, you know, I'll get messages all the time like, hey, if you made your videos shorter, more people would watch them. Like, I don't care. You know, I make the videos I want to make, and if people want to watch them, great. If they don't, they don't. You know, and you kind of have to have that attitude is, you know, trying to please everybody's never going to work. You know, I don't enjoy the cracking. I don't enjoy syncing stuff. I don't enjoy any of that stuff, so that's why I don't do it. You know, could I get more views doing some of that stuff? Sure, but I have no desire to do it. You know, so you kind of, you know, it's like I could do makeup tutorials. I have no desire or interest or any of that crap to do that, so I don't do it. You know, and it's it becomes a job if you let it be a job. So you gotta kind of, you have to do what you enjoy naturally, and then if people want to watch, great. If they don't, that's fine too, you know. So it's, you know, trying to bend it to be whatever is popular, it doesn't work really well. You kind of have to just do what you want to do, and if people, you know, the people who enjoy that will come, and the people who don't won't, and that's fine, you know. Trying to make a, you know, trying to copy other people's content, you know, doesn't really work very well, I don't think, you know. Like you know, I could go try to do like the Kraken sink and ship stuff that I really don't enjoy at all, and I'd be miserable doing it, and I think people could tell I'd be miserable doing it, so I don't do it. You know, I do what I want to do. You know, it's like I get many criticisms from people. Oh, you know, your tutorials are too long. Yep, great, okay, go watch somebody else's then. You know, because I do my tutorials my way for a very specific reason. You know, I was a flight instructor. I used to have to teach people how to operate complex equipment. So that's what I'm good at. That's what I know how to do. And that's how I'm going to do it. And I think that, you know, for example, I've talked about this before. The reason my tutorials are longer is you're going to spend less time learning about something if you learn how to do it right than if you know, because what, you know, I've talked about this before. You get people who, they go watch a 5-minute VTOL tutorial, and in 5 minutes, they've learned nothing. All they've learned is do this, do that, do this. It's called rote learning. Like, I tell you, okay, when you get here, do this. When you get here, do this. I don't teach you why you do this, why you do that. And so they'll take that 5-minute tutorial, and then they'll spend the next 3 hours banging their head against the wall, getting pissed off because the tutorial didn't teach them anything. And then, after being pissed off for 3 hours trying to figure it out on their own, they will then go to Reddit or Steam or, you know, the Discords, and they're all pissed off, which is not a good way to get help if you're already annoyed, is, you know, because people are like, oh, this person's already annoyed. Are they going to be annoyed at me if I don't, you know, help them, right? So I'm not even going to help them. And so they spend the next 3 hours on their own getting frustrated. Then they come and they spend the next hour actually trying to learn it from other people. And one of the problems is if you go to, you know, I see this on Reddit all the time. Somebody will say, hey, my build's doing this. What do I do to fix this? And I would say 50% of the answers are wrong and have nothing to do with it. And people throw out a quick answer, and it's just wrong. And so now you have that person who's already frustrated, and now they're trying out 20 things that aren't the problem and aren't going to fix the problem. And so that's, you know, that's just even more frustration. So, you know, like I've said before, is the reason my tutorials are comprehensive and long is because that's what you need to do to learn how something works. And the benefit of that is at the end of it, you're actually going to know why it works, and then you'll be able to solve some of your own problems. So you can watch an hour tutorial, spend 2 hours on it, and actually know what you're doing. Or you could spend 4 hours because you tried watching a 5-minute tutorial. So that's kind of my whole thing. So, you know, you have to kind of do your own thing, and those who are interested in what you're interested in will follow, and those who are not will not, and that's fine. You know, I don't need every subscriber, you know. What role shall this VTOL have? So I shall show you what role this VTOL shall have. I've actually been wanting to test it. Let's put this on, and I will go show you what this does. So this is mainly having this one role. So let's see. Let's see, right there maybe. I'll have to see if this fits in the pad fine there, but we'll go and we will merge that there. All right. So the whole purpose of this VTOL is, or the main purpose of this VTOL is to fit on Triton. So I wanted a new Triton capable VTOL, and so that's its main job. And then I'm also considering what we're doing for the next build challenge. It's going to be an air challenge. So one thought was a water bomber, and the other one is to make a small VTOL. So kind of testing out a small VTOL, see what size, make sure it's going to be possible. Let go of the button. Never helps when you let go of the button to raise your pods. So the whole point of this VTOL, like I said, is to land on Triton. So it's essentially to be small enough to land on the pad. It's going to help do some more missions. You know, that's kind of its role. I need to still work on the collective and engine and the throttle. What I might do is in vertical mode, because, you know, usually I like to do the up arrow as my throttle. And, you know, in a VTOL, it tends to be collective, so I might try to see, like, I'm having a screw with it to get the, it was actually working better before, I think. I might just try to keep it the way it was. Cause like I'm having to throttle up a bunch to get this to work right, and then it doesn't want to. It was working better before the vertical mode, so I might screw with this vertical mode. See where we're at here. I have to just do a cutout, so it's not that challenging. But anyways, the whole point of this is it's gonna land on Triton. So yeah, I need to switch this back the way it was. I think it was working better the way it was. Let's switch this back the way it was. I need to get to this test anyways to see what. Let's go back to this. I don't know why I deleted the thresholds. I should have left them. Not a huge deal, but come on, man, give me the thing. Oh my God, number pad's off. Why is number pad off? Okay. Bingo. Yep, so that's gonna be its main role. Let's go like this for now, and then I'll switch it later. What do you mean by presets? Citrus, why is chat keeps scrolling on me? It's a pain. Yeah, I do more editing now. Yeah, like you're saying, my videos get a little bit shorter now. Is I do more editing now. So before they were pretty much like very little editing. The issue with doing the editing is it requires you know, doing more editing, it requires a lot more time, so it's, you know, you're talking sometimes 3 times, you know, what the video length is, so, you know, like when I talk about the build challenges taking me like 12, 16 hours, you know, it's about 3 times, so if, you know, if it takes me, you know, if the video's 3 hours long, it's probably 3.5 hours of recording, and then I have to go over it, do all the editing, so that takes, because I have to watch the whole thing, so there's another 3 hours, and then you say I do a final watch through, there's another 3 hours. So one of the reasons the videos have been a little bit shorter is the extra time I take to do the video editing. There we go. Okay, so this was working much better like this, so I think we're going to continue like this. Yeah, this is much more controllable like this. So I think the autopilot should be able to control the thrust fine for vertical mode. I'll just have it shut it off when it's in horizontal mode. Do the same thing through the multiplier. Completely, you know, have the collective taken over by the constant speed propeller. So I need to check the placement of the attach system. So currently I don't think the collective is actually working the propeller blade, so I have to check on that. That's why it's so dozy, is it's having some control problems, is it's controlling both the thrust of the engines and the collective, so it's, you know, it takes some time for the engine to spin up. And so like there, it's going to overcorrect, and then I have to fix it and undercorrect it, so. There we go, so I have it kind of stabilized now. So I have no camera, so I'm going to have to do third person. The camera's on the bottom, but I don't have a monitor, so. You know, and then I've been doing a lot more live streams lately too, Citrus, so the, you know, if it's going to take me 4 hours to make a video, and I do live stream for 4 hours, you know, it's probably not going to be able to get a video out the next day because it would take too much. Ooh, come on, craziness. Oh, come on, dude. This system's... I gotta screw with this system. I gotta see why the collective is not working right. Something's wrong with the collective. Just catching up on chat here a little bit while I'm doing this. Why am I over here? What is going on here? What is this vehicle here? Why do I have two vehicles here? What the hell is going on? No clue. Okay. Yep, more time lapse as well. I used to time lapse less. Alright, so I'm pretty caught up on chat. Alright, so I need to work on this system, see why this is so screwed up. Alright, where is collective? Right here, collective. Okay. So we have collective and prop pitch. Okay. Probably because I didn't hook it up right. That's why. Okay. Nope, that should be it. Let's see. Okay, that's why. This isn't hooked up right. That's why. Okay, that would make sense, huh? Prop pitch. I didn't hook it up right, so that's why it's being a pain. Prop pitch value right there. Okay. Collective is plugged in. Okay, then this needs to go out to collective. Okay, I didn't hook it up right. That's why it wasn't working right. So no wonder we're having issues. Right, and then what I want to do is go back and re-screw with this. So problem is I kind of have standardized controls, but then I changed to something like a VTOL and I have to change it again. All right, let's try this. This should control better now. Why the propeller blade's 100%? Oh, you're killing me, game. What are you doing? Okay, 3-4 is there. That's fine. So prop pitch should be coming in as alright, so it should be collective plus prop pitch. Prop pitch should only be like 0.1. Get rid of this for now. I don't know why that's giving me a prop pitch of like maximum prop pitch. See, it's max prop pitch. I don't know why it's doing that right now. Let's do this. So I don't want that prop pitch coming in. How should I do this? We'll do it off the rotor angle. Cozied up too close to my spawn area here. So up is going to be okay. So this should I should be able to add this in here. So as I add that in, that's going to go there. Okay. So we won't do this off of here. What we'll do is off of here. So as I increase the rotor, it's going to put more effect on the collective. Let's try that. All right, so now they're flat bladed. I'm getting annoyed here with this collective. Where's collective? Yeah, so that's directly on the seat. Up, down, up, down. Collective goes out to collective. Okay. Pitch is coming in from here. What are you doing here? There, nonsense. Okay, that's the dial. That's going out to collectives. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, that's why it's doing that. Okay. So it should be... Where's collective? Collective is X. That should work, hopefully. Okay. Why in the sweet name of Sunny Christ are you full blade angle? I don't get it. I really don't. Should be input times 1. Why the friggin' hell is it not? I'm in the wrong microcontroller. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Collective times the rotor angle. Nah, screw that. I want to know why the collective is giving me 100% collective. It doesn't make any sense to me. The hell is it doing to give me 100% collective? Okay, up down is coming out of the seat. Going into up down. Coming out of up down. It's going in here to collective. Okay. Should be adding collective to the prop pitch. Just do that for now until I figure out what's going on with this. It's getting annoying. Okay. Let's play with it like this for a second, and then I'll reintegrate that later. The only time I want that collective to come in is when I'm in vertical mode, so I need to just put in a correction for that at some point. Alright, so that's way too jumpy. Let's fix that. So it could just be overpowered on the collective. I have to make my own friggin' gyro for this. Why the hell is that so friggin' nuts on collective? You tone that down is the issue. Oh, it's overreacting like crazy. It's probably the RPS is too high. Yeah, the RPS is too high. Doesn't like the high RPS. Just behave yourself for 2 seconds, you pain in the ass. RPS is too high for it. It doesn't like it. That high of an RPS. Why is my throttle not working now? Pain in the ass. I have to make my own friggin' controller for this. Probably. It's just way overreacting. It's nuts how much it's overreacting. I have a 9-to-1 gear ratio, so I'm running 20 RPS at max, so 20 times 9, 180 RPS on the propeller. And it's not going to want to go more than 60. So I need to put a limit in there. All right, let's just limit it. Let's see, 60 divided by 9. 6.6 is as high as I want to go. All right, let's play with this. It's at a low RPS, see what we get. What are we on here for RPS? We can go up to 6. So there's about 6 there. I pressed the wrong button. I have my engine shut off right next to my auto hover, which is not helpful. All right, so this is at a lower RPS. Jesus Christ. I have to auto. I'm gonna have to do the collective myself. It's being obnoxious. Put a little paint on this, and I think I'll take a break. I'm getting annoyed with this thing. I'll check some, let's see. I don't want to screw with my control system too much, so I kind of have to sit and think about what I want to do. So I'll take a break and then come back next video and do it. Just looking at some colors, trying to find some color schemes I want to do. Probably should be on the front of this rotating body, but I can get rid of this for now. Trying to find some paint schemes here that I like. play with some color for it now, and then end up screwing with it later. Oh, flicky camera. This camera under control. A little bit of balancing there, and we'll fix that up. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna take a break. I need a break from this. Gotta figure out some of these issues. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you, FS Gamer, for giving that subscription, and I will see you guys later. Bye.